How you doing? I just want to kind of just comment and talk about that. I finally made my first 10K a month this month, and it's actually kind of interesting. I was actually watching an old video from early in the year from this YouTube channel, where I'll link it at the end of this YouTube video, where I said on the lines of me manifesting on the lines of saying that I need to focus on making 10K a month, and it's kind of funny because I feel like I was going through that weird phase of my life where I was traveling a lot, but I wasn't getting enough cash flow into my business. So I was just doing things for the sake of doing things, such as like making content for the sake of making content, posting content for the sake of posting content. And at that time, I was started being very strategic of which direction I really want to go into, such as I started being very strategic in terms of like I started want to focus more on the freelance business model and the prints, but I've been kind of slacking on the prints right now. But like at that time period, I was trying to really focus on like the freelance like videography and photography business. And now this month I'll be hitting my first 10K month, and I don't know, it feels kind of weird, man. Like I hit 10K this month, and I just want to come and say that, man. Like sometimes in life you just got to believe in yourself. Sometimes you just got to like put yourself out there, say your goals, and just push through it. And I actually did end up backing up what I said. I just said that I want to improve my communication skills, my sales skills, how to talk to people. And from that day I did actually improve my communication skills, my sales skills, because now I feel like the reason why I'm able to make 10K a month now is because of those skills. Because when I was watching my old videos, right, I wasn't the person who was capable to make 10K a month. I wasn't capable to do it. But now, since I made 10K a month, I am capable to do it now, because beforehand I couldn't do it because I didn't have the skills. I wasn't the person to to be able to make 10K. And a lot of times, if you want to become the person you want to become, you got to actually, you got to go through a lot of discomfort. You got to learn skills that what would someone be like? What would be someone would be like to be able to achieve 10K a month? Because a lot of times, I always dream of making 10K a month, but the reason why I wasn't able to make 10K a month is because I wasn't the person who was capable to make 10K a month. I wasn't the person who was able to like talk to people, know how to learn how to sell, understand what the client wants, how to get into the pain points. Because at that time, I was very lost. I was lost in my head. But now, since I'm able to make 10K a month, the reason why I'm able to make 10K a month is because I learned those skills in order to become the person who's able to make 10K a month. And now it's just kind of crazy that like it's always a bit of a dream of mine to make 10K a month. Like I mean, like a few years ago, I'm always like, I want to make 10K, but the reason why I wasn't able to is because I wasn't that person who was capable to do it. Because I wasn't confident in myself, I was lacking confidence. I didn't have to sell. I was scared of talking to customers, prospects, clients. I didn't understand what they want. But ever since I started learning sales and communication skills, it actually helped me to be able to make 10K. Now, not saying that, but now what it feels like making 10K, well, honestly, I just feel like it just feels the same, but it's just more responsibility. That's what it kind of feels like. For example, I feel like now these days, a lot of times when you make a lot of money, right, is you just have more responsibility. Such as you got to deal with people now. Like for example, I've got to build relationships, get to understand what they want, because a lot of times, right, the reason why certain people don't make that amount of money is because you don't have the responsibility. Because a lot of times, the more money you make, the more responsibility you have, right? And it's kind of interesting from that video I was watching, right? I just started being very like, it was interesting because I mean, like, I literally recorded that video on the 1st of January 2026, and that was like I think it was on New Year's Day where I just had a New Year's Eve party, and then the next day I started feeling a bit lost, and I started like really trying to really focus on which direction I really want to go with my business and which way I want to go. Because from that period, right, I was at that phase where I was traveling a lot, but I wasn't really like focusing on my business because I was making a lot of content and I was like posting a lot, traveling a lot, but I wasn't really like locked into the business. Like I didn't really lock into it. And I said for that year that like my main goal was focus on business and entrepreneurship. Like for example, like lock into the business more and then instead of focus on traveling. Because I actually reduced a lot of travel this year actually. But actually like intentionally stop traveling a bit because I haven't traveled since like right now it's like what August of 24th. Like right now I've just been focusing purely on the business. Like ever since like the only travel trip I went to was Korea and Japan. That was it. But like besides that, from that day, I just been focused on business. Like really like making money, like being an entrepreneur and know how to managing people. That's what I was really focused on this year. More like the business, get the cash flow because that's what I was lacking in. I was lacking learn how the skills of making money. But now since I learned how to make 10K, now I understand how to like make money. Because now, like, since now I know it, since I've done it before, mentally I know I can do it again. It's kind of funny because I'm in that video. If I can learn how to make money, I'll be sweet. And now, since I proved to myself I know how to make money, now it's going to help me like get to more goals in life or help me achieve more things in life. So that's what I want to kind of come in and talk about. And yeah, it feels pretty exciting. So yeah, all right. Have a good one. See ya. Bye.